Greetings, one and all, and welcome to episode number 54 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. Your boy Stoney is back for the 54th time. Yeah, already. Can you believe it? 54 episodes. I'd like to welcome my fellow hustlers, lowlifes, hoodlums, cheats, scumbags, hustlers, fienders, degenerates, and, of course, by viewer suggestion, criminals, perverts, virgins, horn dogs, jerk-offs, jihadists, and altar boys. You're all back for Season 2, Episode 21, because I continue to deliver winners. Another winning week last week. Let's get to the numbers really quick. Last week, all we did, NFL playoffs and NCAA hoops, just like we're doing this week. NFL playoffs, 7-5. Not great. Not terrible. We'll take it, though. It's a winning week. NCAA basketball, 12-8. Not exactly our best numbers, but hey, what are you going to do? 12-8 sounds like 60% to me. So, I mean, if that's not a great week, we'll take it every single week of the year, right? It did knock us down a little bit, dropped us 78-49. Yeah, 78-49 on the season now for NCAA basketball. That's still at 62%, right? Nothing wrong with that. And NFL playoffs we just started, so 7-5 last week. So that's it. I mean, that was 19-13 for the week. That's 59.37%. Solid. We'll take it every single week, right? Overall for the season, all our numbers piled up and put together, 418 wins, 266 losses, and 2 pushes. That's good for 61.11%, and I challenge anybody in the world to give 700 picks and hit it 61%. It can't be done, except for your boy. That's right. Before we get to the picks, all right, real quick, I want to get a couple things off my chest. If you I shouldn't even say that, because I devour sports content and sports talk radio and ESPN and Fox and CBS Sports and Yahoo Sports. I read it all. I do it all. If you listen to as much as I do, even if you don't, even if you're the casual listener who watches SportsCenter before they go to bed, or watches Pardon the Interruption once a week, there are two things that bother me. The amount of attention that the Dallas Cowboys and the LA Rams, the LA Lakers get. Stupid, over the top, ridiculous, okay? First of all, the Lakers are shit. Absolute shit. They are crap. They're a mediocre team, right? But LeBron pushes ratings. He's the reason why they have to be talked about by everybody. What's wrong with the Lakers? Who cares? Who cares? There's 20 teams in the NFL, in the NBA, better than the Lakers right now. And I don't even follow the NBA, but it's just thrown down our throats. Number 2, of course, the Dallas Cowboys, right? They lost last week like I told you they would, winner, Niners. And the Cowboys the coaching search, and they got screwed by the referees, and are they going to keep their coach, and what's wrong with Dak, and Jerry Jones? Let's wait to hear what Jerry says. Who cares? Who cares outside the state of Texas? That's right, nobody. All right? Just tired of it all. Done. Period. Okay? Now that I got the anger out of me, right, and the pissed offness of Stoney, right, before I get to the picks, let me give 3 quick birthday shout-outs. Number 1, today, the 21st of January, shout-out, happy birthday to my brother, my Mexican Machiavelli homeboy in Las Vegas, Senor Simon. Simon, you are my dog. Happy birthday, brother. Tomorrow, January 22nd, would be my father's 76th birthday. Anybody that knew my dad knew that he made me the way I am. So if you have a problem with the way I am, go dig him up and go talk to him. 76, Pops, I miss you every day. He's been gone for 17 years. And I still miss him all the time. And finally, on Sunday, January 23rd, my boy, I call him Cristo. You guys know him as Le Gooch, the Gooch. Cristo, happy birthday, big dog. You the man. You're my brother. You know it. Simon, Frank Woods, Gooch. Happy birthday, brothers and pops. Okay, you all ready? Here we go. Let's move on. Let's start Saturday, January 22nd. NCAA hoops. Yes, I know you all want your NFL, but I'm going to make you wait, all right? Frankie, DJ Frankie boy down in Las Vegas, who needs his NFL. NCAA basketball isn't until March. But when you deliver winners the way I do, you should want all these picks, right? I'm about to give you 22 NCAA picks. And if you were smart, you'd play every single one of them. You know why? Because I deliver. All right, here we go. NCAA hoops starting on Saturday at noon Eastern time in Boston. Chestnut Hill, Boston College is at home to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech comes in with a 10-7 record. They're 6-point chalk. We're going to take the Eagles at 7-9 at home and take Boston College +6. In the ACC. Moving on, noon Eastern time, sticking with the ACC. Duke, 14-3, ranked 6th, most likely to move down after getting beat the other night. They're at home against Syracuse. Syracuse has struggled this season. They're 9-9. They can't seem to get right. Duke is 14-3, ranked 6th. Like I said, probably dropped to 8th or 9th. But Duke is an 11-point chalk. We're going to lay them. Coming off a loss, I don't see Duke keeping this one close. I see Duke running away with this one late. Should be a pretty good game in the first half and maybe even the first half of the second half. But Paulo Banchero and crew will run away with this one late. Noon Eastern time, moving on to the Big East. Here's a classic one, Georgetown versus Villanova. Nova, ranked 11th at 13-5. They head to our nation's capital to take on G-Town. G-Town is struggling. They're 6-9. They're not playing well, and they're 14.5-point dogs. But we're going to take Georgetown at home. Nova wins this one easily going away, but 15 points? Nope, sorry. I'll take the Hoyas. Moving to the Big 12, noon Eastern time, 13-4 West Virginia heads on the road down to Lubbock to take on 18th ranked Texas Tech, who's 14-4. Texas Tech is gone through a tough stretch the last 2 weeks, but they're still 14-4, and it's what they do. They're 9.5-point favorites in this game. I like Huggy Bear. You know me. Usually I'll take Huggy any time of the day. On the road, I get a little worried, especially down in Lubbock, but 9.5 is a big number, so I'm going to take the Mountaineers in this one, plus 9.5. 1 p.m. Eastern time, head to the SEC in what is the game of the day. Number 2 ranked Auburn at home on the Plains, hosting Kentucky, right? Now, Kentucky, obviously, traditional powerhouse. Auburn, a powerhouse over the last 5 years since Bruce Pearl's taken over. He's turned that program into a juggernaut, whether it's legal or not, because we know Bruce Pearl's history. Doesn't really matter right now. They're number 2 in the country, right? They're 17-1, and they're 3-point favorites over 12th ranked Kentucky, who's 15-3. So number 2 versus number 12, we're going to take number 2 at home. We're going to lay the 3 and take the Tigers on the Plains. 2 p.m. Eastern time. We move out west, and we see Air Force versus Colorado State. This one is in Colorado Springs. Colorado State comes in 14-1 and just cruising right now, and 11-point favorites. But I like the Falcons. Air Force right now is big and they're deep. They're not very good, but they're big and they're deep. They're 9-7 and they're hanging in there. And winning on the road in conference is never easy. So we're going to take the Falcons plus the 11 at home. 2 p.m. Eastern time, back to the ACC. Florida State heads to Miami. This is just think about when Florida State and Miami have ever been one. The 2 Florida schools in the ACC are 1-2 in the ACC. No Carolina, no Duke. because they both lost last week to these two schools. Miami beat Carolina. Florida State beat Duke. So now here they are, and they're meeting in Miami. This is great. Florida State has won the last 8 games against Miami. Miami's won 10 of their last 11, and they're the hottest team going in the ACC. Their only loss during those last 11? Florida State in Tallahassee. Florida State, on the other hand, has won 7 out of 8. And like I said, they've won 8 in a row against Miami. Here, they're 3-point dogs as they head into Miami. Miami's 14-4, Florida State's 12-5. I'm going to take the Noles again. They may not win, but this game's got buzzer beater written all over it. I like FSU. I'm going to take the 3. Sorry, Donnie. Moving on, 2 p.m. Eastern time, back to the Big 12. Texas versus Oklahoma State. This one's down in Texas. Okie State's 10-7, Texas is 13-5, and the Horns are 8-point chalk. We're going to take the Horns, and we're going to lay the chalk. Usually, with anything more than 7 or 8 points in conference, I usually like to take the dog, but not here, not when the Horns are at home. 3 p.m. Eastern time, staying in the Big 12, Baylor versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma is at home in Norman. They're 12-6. Baylor, on the other hand, is dropped to number 5 after 2 straight losses last week, but they're 3.5-point favorites. They're 16-2, and I think they're going to bounce back strong here and take out Oklahoma on the road, even though, like I said, winning on the road in conference is never easy, but Baylor's got the chops to do it. Lay the 3.5 with the Bears on the road. 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. This one's kind of a little rando game, you might think. Missouri State versus Loyola Chicago. And most of you know Loyola Chicago just from their runs in the NCAA tournament the last couple years. And Sister Mary Jean, or Sister Jean, whatever the nun's name is, who always makes her face known in March. Well, Loyola is ranked 22nd in the country. They're 14-2, and they're cruising right now. Missouri State's 14-6 and playing good ball. Now, Loyola's at home, and they're laying 7, but I'm going to take Missouri State. I like the Bears in this spot. I think they have enough juice to keep this one close. Loyola wins. Missouri State covers. Give me the 7. 4 p.m. Eastern, back to the Big 12. 7th-ranked Kansas at 15-2 heads right across the state to the Little Apple in Manhattan to take on K-State. K-State's 10-7. They're okay. They're pretty good. The problem is the Big 12's loaded right now, and Kansas is the big dog, as usual, and Kansas has all the makings of a Final Four team. They're getting better as the season's rolling on. They're 15-2. They're 7-point favorites here. 9 times out of 10, I'll take the home dog and 7 points in conference, but KU here, no, lay the 7. KU wins by double digits going away. 4 p.m., SEC action, the Golden Egg Bowl basketball version, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. This one's down in Starkville. Mississippi State is 12-5, and they're laying 12 points at home. Ole Miss is 9-8. They just can't seem to get out of their own way, and they're on the road, but they're getting 12 in this spot, and it's a rivalry game. So as much as Mississippi State is much better, and Ben Hallen's doing a hell of a job down there, they win the game very easily, but Ole Miss covers. Give me the 12 and the Rebels. 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, Big Ten basketball. Penn State versus Iowa. This one is in Iowa City. Iowa is 13-5. Penn State is 8-7. Penn State, they're another team, kind of like Ole Miss, can't get out of their own way. But Iowa's 9.5-point favorites. I like Penn State here. Give me the 9.5. Too big of a number. I'll take the Nittany Lions and the points. 6 p.m. Eastern time, SEC action. 8-9 Missouri heads down to 12-6 Alabama down in Tuscaloosa to take on the Tide. The Tide is 17-point chalk. Nope, sorry. Give me Mizzou plus 17. That one's way too easy and way too many points. Bama wins going away and probably wins by 15, but not by 18. Give me the Tigers. 6 p.m. Eastern time, sticking with the SEC, and another big matchup with two ranked teams in the SEC. Tennessee versus LSU. They just met 2 weeks ago, and LSU knocked them off as LSU was starting to get their traction and started playing well. That win kind of thrust LSU into the spotlight and kind of pushed Tennessee down and led to some really tough losses for Tennessee lately. They haven't been playing that well. But LSU, on the other hand, has now dropped 2 in a row. So LSU's ranked 13th, Tennessee's ranked 24th. Tennessee's a 3-point favorite at home, even though they're the lower seed. This one's a tough one. Let me see. We're going to take LSU? No Tigers. No Tigers. That's right. And all you Tiger fans who text me every time the Tigers win, how about some love when the Tigers lose? Good pick, Stoney. You were right, Stoney. Like last week when I was right again when LSU got beat by Arkansas. You're welcome. No love. I don't hear you. Crickets. So if LSU pulls off the impossible and beats Tennessee tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be hearing it from you. But it doesn't matter because LSU's overrated and Will Wade is not that good of a coach. Give me Rick Barnes over Will Wade any day of the week. Excuse me. There we go. That's better. Moving on. Pac-12 action. How about USC versus Utah? The 16th ranked Trojans took one on the chin to Oregon the other day, and they looked to bounce back, and they did. They beat Colorado the other day, but now they're 6-point favorites as they head into Utah. Utah's 8-11. They're not playing that well. They gave UCLA all they could handle the other day, but it wasn't enough. Here, they're going to roll over and fold. USC's going to bounce them, and they're going to make it look pretty easy. Take the Trojans, lay the 6 on the road. 8 p.m. Eastern time. ACC action, North Carolina 12-5, and they're overrated asses like I keep telling you. Head over to Winston-Salem to take on the underappreciated Demon Deacs, who I've been playing a lot. I've been making money with them. They're 15-4, and Wake is now 2-point chalk. What does that tell you? Trap City, USA. Everybody and their grandmother who doesn't know anything about sports or knows just a little bit about college basketball is going to take North Carolina in this spot because they're getting points, and Wake is shitty, right? Wrong. Wake wins, covers, take the Deacs, lay the 2. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, SEC again. Texas A&M, 15-3, really good squad. Heads over to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas, who's 13-5, another really good squad. Fell out of rankings when Eric Musselman missed a couple games because he had shoulder surgery after bumping into a player during practice. It's just kind of crazy story. But anyway, they're back. Arkansas's 8-point favorites at home. I like A&M in this spot. On the road, too many points. Give me the Aggies. Take the 8 points. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Back to the Pac-12. 9th-ranked UCLA, coming off of a win over Utah the other day, is now 12-2. They head into Colorado, into Boulder, to take on a very good and improving 12-5 Colorado team. UCLA's 5-point chalk here. Lay the 5. UCLA didn't play well against Utah. They know that. They're going to take it out on Colorado and make them pay. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Mountain West basketball. San Diego State at home, 10-3. Versus 14-4 Boise. The Aztecs are 4.5-point chalk. I like the Aztecs at home. Lay the 4.5. 10 p.m. Eastern time. West Coast Conference basketball. Loyola Marymount, 9-7, is at home taking on St. Mary's. St. Mary's is 14-4. Another solid year for Randy Bennett. St. Mary's is 7-point chalk in this, too many points. Give me Loyola at home. St. Mary's wins, Loyola covers. Finally, the degenerate special, which we bounced back with strong last week as we took Oregon over USC. 2 weeks ago, we lost the degenerate special, but we hit it hard last week and hit it strong, which kind of made our week because we were 11-8, and a loss there would have made us 11-9, which is 55%. But the win got us to 12-8. 60% for the week. And here we have Stanford versus Arizona State. This one's played on the farm. Zona State is 6-9 and not playing well. Stanford is 10-6 and starting to get things together. It's 11 p.m. Eastern time. Give me the Cardinal at home. Lay the 5.5 on the farm. Sorry, Lugo. The Devils go down again. In the degenerate special, Cardinal minus 5.5, Stanford. So that's it. That's 22 college basketball plays. How you like that? All right. Frankie boy, DJ Frankie boy. 22 college basketball plays. How about 14-8? I'll take 13-9, but 14-8 doesn't sound bad. 15-7 sounds even better doing college basketball like that. So we're going to hit them, and we're going to hit them hard. Moving on, NFL playoffs, all right? Last week was Super Wild Card Sunday. How many freaking times did you hear the NFL drop that? Super Wild Card Sunday. Turned out not to be so super, all right? If you look at it, the 49ers are the only wild card team that advanced. They're also the only dog that won. They won, but they're also the only dog that covered. They're the only road team to win and cover. It was home chalk last week. It's all it was. Blowout city. The old adage of the NFL is, well, if you get in, all you got to do is make it, because the best team doesn't always win. It's the hottest team. Bullshit. All right? There were teams in the playoffs last week, let's be honest, that had no business there. And they had no chance of winning the Super Bowl. Hi, Philly. Hi, Pittsburgh. Right? Hi, Arizona. Crapped all over yourself down the stretch. Case could be made for the Raiders, but I disagree. I think the Raiders deserve to be there because of the way they finished, and they finished really strong. It's just a shame. I mean, the problem is all the other teams in the AFC that are still alive are just better than the Raiders. But the Raiders made it, right? And the Niners won, right? But that was about it, right? Because, I mean, was that a huge surprise? The Cowboys in January and their history? Please. All right? So Super Wild Card Weekend turned out to be a dud. All right? Now you're looking at quite possibly the other way around, because when that many favorites cover, you better believe the dogs are going to start barking, because when chalk covers, the books take a beating. I haven't seen the numbers from last week, but I guarantee you the numbers from the books are not pretty, because the public, who doesn't know shit about anything, they bet chalk. That's how it is, right? Well, now we've got some interesting plays this week, all right? We're going to start tomorrow, Saturday, 4:30 p.m., right down the road, about 10 miles from here. Tennessee, the number 1 seed in the AFC, takes on 4th-seeded Cincinnati. Cincinnati comes in. They finished their season 10-7. They beat Oakland last week and ended their 31-year playoff winless drought. And it was a huge win. It was huge for Cincinnati just to get into the playoffs, right? They won 3 in a row down the stretch to win the AFC North, and it was a big deal for them just to make it. They made it, but they weren't happy with that. So they were at home, and they took out the Raiders last week in what I think would turn out to be the best game. People can say the 49ers and Cowboys were, but the 49ers dominated that game. The Raiders-Bengals game, that was the best game of the weekend. And the Raiders very easily could have stolen that one. But the Bengals took them out, because that's what the Bengals have been doing for the last month. Joe Burrow's red hot. He really didn't light up the Raiders much as I thought he would, especially after the start he got off to. But with him throwing the ball to Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon running the ball, Cincinnati's a tough out, and Cincinnati's only going to improve because with Burrow in his second year, Chase in his first year, this is a scary, scary team that's probably a year or two ahead of schedule. But where they struggle is defensively, especially with their linebackers and biting up against the play action. And this is what Tennessee does. There's a reason why the Titans are the number 1 seed. They won 4 out of 5 down the stretch. They won 8 of 9 at one stretch during the season. Derrick Henry's back. All right. King Henry, we've heard the stories. We've seen the injury reports. He's been practicing all week. He was activated today, and he's going to go tomorrow. How much of King Henry are we going to see? Is he going to get 30 carries? No. Is he going to get 25 carries? No. Is he going to get 20 carries? Probably not, right? But Foreman can come in and spell him. But having Henry back is where Cincinnati will be hurt the most, because even if Henry's not running the ball well, the threat of him in the backfield and Tannehill running that play action, it's just such a dangerous team. And the numbers have spelled it all out. You see how Tennessee's a different team with King Henry in the lineup than when they aren't. Oh, but they had more yards rushing when Henry was out. Doesn't matter. When they throw the ball downfield more. And when they run the ball, they have bigger yards per carry when Henry's in the lineup. Tannehill's got A.J. Brown and Julio Jones both healthy right now. Defensively is where this team is not getting their due. If you can, like I said earlier, you consume as much sports as I do and you listen to all the talking heads, and I hear everybody. I hear everybody's predictions, and 80 to 90% of the prognosticators of the people on TV or the radio that I listen to that gave their selection for this game like Cincinnati. Take the Bengals and the points, not me. Take the Titans, lay the 3.5. Bengals, congrats, you had a great season. We'll see y'all next year. You'll probably be the favorites to win the AFC North going in, but your season ends tomorrow as Tennessee drops the hammer on you and wins this game by double digits. Lock of the week, Titans minus 3.5 in the first game going. Also, as far as the total goes, it's 47.5. Yes, it's cold. It's very cold. The temperatures have not hit 30 in Nashville for the last 3 days. They might hit 30 tomorrow. They certainly ain't going to hit 40. But the game is played at 4:30 p.m., so it's going to be a little cold, but I don't give a shit. Tennessee's going to score into the 30s, and Burrow can't be slow. Well, Burrow will be slowed down. He can't be stopped, but he will be slowed down. But Tennessee wins this game going away 31-20. Give me the Titans and the over. Home chalk over in game 1. Game 2, 49ers and Packers in Green Bay. This one is more of a traditional matchup. These teams have met. This is the 9th time now they've met in the playoffs, with each team winning 4. The Brett Favre-led Packers were 4-1 against the 49ers. They beat them up during the 90s. Steve Young just couldn't get past them, except for the one time with a miracle pass to Terrell Owens in the Catch 2. That was in the 2000 season, I believe. But since then, the 49ers have won the last 3 meetings with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. Aaron Rodgers is 0-3 against the 49ers, lost twice to somebody named Colin Kaepernick. You know, the guy who's famous for not playing football, that guy? Yeah, him. Well, he beat Aaron Rodgers twice, and then 2 years ago, Jimmy Garoppolo beat Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers has a lot on the line here. The 49ers come in after beating Dallas last week and the controversial ending, right, which wasn't controversial at all because the 49ers dominated that game right up until Jimmy made the mistake and threw the fourth quarter pick, which allowed Dallas back in the game. 49ers have won 8 out of 10. Bosa, Warner are healthy. Ambry Thomas, this is a big loss. He has not practiced all week. He's going to go tomorrow. He's their starting cornerback that has taken a lot of heat for the 49ers, whose weak links are their corners. And Ambry Thomas really had a rough go of it, but the last month, He's been as good as anybody. He's been very good. Now he's hurt. He's going to go tomorrow, but how healthy is he, right? Is he going to be the one to guard Devontae Adams? If not, right, then the 49ers really got to go to Josh Norman, and that's just going to, the 49ers, or the Packers will just feast on him. Offensively, the 49ers are going to do what they do. They're going to run the football. They're going to run the ball with Elijah. They're going to run the ball with Debo. They're going to lead Trent Williams, and they're going to lead George Kittle, and these guys are going to follow him. And all the smoke and mirrors of Kyle Shanahan's offense with the motion and everything like that, just to have you looking this way up, and then we're going to run the ball that way. That's what the Niners do. They have to do that to keep the ball out of Jimmy's hands. If Jimmy has to win this game, the Packers win going away. The Packers are the number 1 seed for a reason. They're 13-4, right? They won 5 straight down the stretch before losing to Detroit in a meaningless game, the last game of the season, right? They're healthy. They're getting healthier, right? That's a big key for them. They struggle on rush defense, and they're playing one of the best, right? So this is where they're going to have to step it up. The game I can't get out of my head is the Christmas game when they played Cleveland, and Cleveland ran the ball down their throats and beat the hell out of them, right? Or Cleveland lost the game. The Packers won the game last second with a field goal. Okay, that could very easily happen here. Same thing happened in week 3 when these two teams met. Green Bay went into San Francisco, took a 17-0 lead. 49ers came all the way back to take the lead until, with 30 seconds left, Aaron Rodgers completed 3 passes in 30 seconds, got him in field goal range. Mason Crosby kicked the field goal. Game over. Packers win 30-28. Can that happen again tomorrow? Sure. Is it going to happen tomorrow? Nope. I'm taking the Packers here. Rodgers to Adams is a problem. It's a problem for anybody, right? But when you look at the 49ers defensively, what is their strength? Rushing the passer. It's what they do. They did not get a lick on Aaron Rodgers in San Francisco back in week 3. You know why? 3-step drops, getting rid of the ball quickly, outs, slants, underneath. Everything was underneath. He doesn't throw the ball deep against 49ers because he doesn't have to. Now he's got the battering ram of A.J. Dillon to run the football behind him. It's only going to help open things up a little bit so they can get behind the tight ends, right? But the reason the 49ers were so successful last week was because Dak Prescott 5 and 7-step drops, which allowed the non-blitzing 49ers front 4 to get to Dak and put pressure on him and make his life a living hell. That's not going to happen tomorrow. Rodgers is going to pick them apart. The Packers win, and the Packers win going away. Do most people see this? Tennessee and Green Bay, both the number 1 seeds, both the home favorites, winning at home and covering? No. There's going to be some people, they're going to take the Niners because they saw what the Niners did last week. And people are going to take Cincinnati because they saw what Cincinnati did last week. Nobody saw Tennessee last week. Nobody saw Green Bay last week. You know why? They were resting because they're the 2 best teams in football going into the playoffs. Yes, give me the Pack. Lay the 5.5. That's right, they're 5.5. It went down from 6. It opened at 3.5, went all the way up to 6, then dropped down to 5.5. I'm going to take the Pack. I'm going to lay the 5.5, proving I'm not a homer, okay, DJ Frankie boy? Bet with this, not this. Give me the Pack, lay the 5.5. But I will be rooting for the 49ers. It's just one of those things because my 49er heart says so. Total 47.5 over. Give me the over. Aaron Rodgers scores into the 30s. Don't give me this shit about the weather. Green Bay is going to light them up, and they're going to win pretty easily. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. The second-seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the fourth-seeded LA Rams in Tampa. The Rams come in at 12-5, the 4th seed. They beat a really, really god-awful Arizona team that just kind of threw in the towel down the stretch and looked awful. Now, was last week's performance a showing of how good the Rams are or how truly bad that the Cardinals are? I'm going to go with the latter because the Rams have just been unpredictable. When the Rams got it going, the Rams are tough, right? They went out and they spent money and they spent trades and I don't think they have a draft pick for like the next 20 years, right? Because that's what happens when you get Matt Stafford, Odell Beckham, Von Miller. They brought them all in. They got rid of draft choices. They spent a shit ton of money because they want to win this year. They know the Super Bowl's in LA and they want to win the Super Bowl at home at SoFi in front of their home crowd, right? They hammered Arizona on Monday night and made it look easy, right? Sony Michel's running the ball. Cam Akers is back as though he never had an Achilles issue. So they've got the two-headed monster. But I've been saying all year, the Rams can't run the ball, and they don't run the ball well. Well, they're going to run into a pretty good defense in Tampa Bay now, who's very healthy. Right? All the question marks are on Tampa's offense, but there's none on their defense right now. Matt Stafford is Matt Stafford, right? He got the monkey off his chest or off his back. He's 1-3 in the playoffs. He got his first playoff win last week. He's going to be throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp, right? But he's got left tackle Andrew Whitworth. He's out. So the guy who protects Stafford's blind side is out tomorrow, right? Their defensive line's solid, we know that, but it's a little bit overrated, right? You've got Little and Miller who come and go, and Aaron Donald is Aaron Donald, right? But they're going to have to get to some guy named, I forgot his name. What's Tampa Bay's quarterback's name? I think it's Brady. Is it Greg Brady? No, it's Tom Brady. Yeah. Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, hammered Philadelphia last week, led 31-0 at one point. They've won 8 out of 9. Yeah, back in week 3, they lost to the Rams, right? But like any Tom Brady team, it takes them a while to get going, right? Like I said just a minute ago, the focus is on their injuries, right? They've got a left guard out. They've got a right guard out, right? Well, oh my God, what's going to happen? They're going to be able to get to Tom Brady now. We all know Tom Brady can't run. What do you think Tom Brady's going to do? Tom Brady adjusts. Nobody adjusts better, right? Well, Jalen Ramsey's going to take out Mike Evans, right? Because you just put him on there on Evans, and you don't have to worry about Evans, right? Godwin's out, Antonio Brown's out, right? Who else is Brady going to throw to? He's going to adjust. Tom adjusts. My question is, who's going to guard Gronk? I want to know. I want to know. Ram fan, leave me a comment here and tell me who's going to guard Rob Gronkowski. Don't have an answer for him. Right? You don't. Leonard Fournette's back. He'll be in the starting lineup tomorrow. The defense is as healthy as it's ever been, and here's the stat that you need to know, right? Are you going to take Matt Stafford, who won his first playoff game last week, or are you going to take Tom Brady, who is 12-4 in the divisional playoffs and has won 9 straight? Yeah. This is a guy who's been in 9 Super Bowls and he's won 7 of them, okay? But in the division round, he dominates. 12-4, which means he's been to 12 championship games. He's 9-3. All right, excuse me, he's 10-2, but he's won 9 straight championship games. Which is just truly frightening. Anyway, give me the Bucs. I can't in good conscience take the Rams. The talking heads like the Rams. Everybody likes the Rams because of the injuries, and nobody wants to see Brady go. I want to see the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl, and I want to see Brady win the MVP of the Super Bowl to stick it up everybody's, well, all right, you know where I'm going with that. Appreciate greatness, right? Everyone's tired of Tom, but get used to it. It's going to happen again. They're going to win the Super Bowl again. I like the Bucs. Tomorrow, I'm going to lay the 3, and I'm going to take under 48.5 because the Rams will be shut down. The Tampa Bay defense, this is when defenses take over. Tampa Bay's underrated and unheralded defense, which won the Super Bowl for them last year against Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes and his high-flying run. Tampa's defense wins the game tomorrow. Tampa lights them up and wins pretty easily. Give me Tampa -3 and under 48.5. That's 3 straight favorites I'm taking. Yes. Finally, Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game, Buffalo versus Kansas City. This one's at Arrowhead again. Kansas City finished the season 12-5. Then they hammered Pittsburgh last week, right? They've won 10 out of 11. We've seen this song and dance before. They're trying to get to their 3rd straight Super Bowl. They won it 2 years ago. They lost the Super Bowl last year. Damian Williams runs the ball along with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? They can mix it up and they can do things, but nobody's worried about that. It's all about Mahomes. We know this, and we know we know his targets: Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. He spreads the ball around, right, after he looks for Kelce first, because that's the guy, right? And I mean, there's a reason why they're here, but they ain't no dynasty, right? They gotta keep winning if they want that dynasty tag. Could they get to their 3rd straight Super Bowl? Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt that they can get there. But standing in their way is the team that finishes season 11-6, the 6th-ranked Bills. KC's a 1.5-point favorites here. Buffalo did to New England last week, which just should not be done. Something that should never be done. They played a perfect football game. Literally perfect. Josh Allen was fantastic. Their offense rolled. They never punted. They didn't turn the ball over. They were just ridiculous. In week 5, Buffalo went into Arrowhead and beat Kansas City 38-20. That's when Kansas City was struggling and all the questions were coming out. Oh my God, what's wrong with KC? KC definitely righted the ship since then. Can somebody go into Arrowhead twice in one season and win? Yes. Sure they can. Can it be Buffalo? Sure, why not? Devin Singletary, he's running the ball better. That's giving Josh Allen more time to operate. Josh is the guy, though. We know this, right? Okay. He throws the ball downfield. Stephon Diggs is his number 1 target. He's the man. And Josh Allen right now is the hottest quarterback going. As good as Mahomes is, as great as Brady is, as unpredictable as Stafford is, as unpredictable as Jimmy G is, and as great as Aaron Rodgers is. Oh my God, he's just the greatest of all time. No, he's not, right? Right now, the hottest quarterback is Josh Allen, right? And he's going to get it done. Give me the Bills and the best safeties in football that are going to confuse and pick off Mahomes, as Mahomes does all his running and scrambling and tomfoolery to try to get you looking here and throw over there. No, not going to happen. Give me Buffalo plus 1.5 to win outright. My only dog of the week. Give me the Bills and over 53.5. So it's 3 overs and an under, 3 favorites and an, 3 overs and an under, 3 favorites and a dog. So there you go. That's 8 NFL picks, 22 college basketball picks. That's a grand total of 30. We're looking to hit at least 18, right? And we're going to move forward from there. Shoot for 20. But 17 wins wouldn't suck. 18 wins would be better. So that's what we're shooting for. So let's do it, all right? Let's go big. This is it. This is the 3rd to last weekend of the NFL season. Next week is Championship Sunday, and in 3 weeks it's Super Sunday. So it's college basketball going forward as the number of NFL plays go down. All right, Frankie boy, deal with it. Here, so there's your 30 picks for the week. Let's do this. Remember, if you want to win big, you got to bet big. Right? To me, the action is the juice, right? Scared money don't make money. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you.